I'm out of cards.
Oh, both of those try to make you draw the 3 cards. I didn't know that interaction worked. To the library. The Madman. We revisit one of the decks that I personally enjoy playing a lot, and it's classic Control Warrior, basically. So classic, it's running Armor Smith and, you know, the Whirlwind replacement. And, you know, the good old shield block, shield slam with a few big things at the end. It's that kind of deck, and I designed this deck to squash the face hunter stuff that's been cropping up lately, and then there's just enough big stuff to win against mid-range and control also. Thought about putting Elysiana to like actually really go into the late game, but I think that's a little too extreme for now. I think a Rattlegore is kind of like Elysiana in that against the control deck, a typical control deck, your Rattlegore will eventually kill them. There's a few questions that cropped up on how do you beat Priest? There's not enough value in here. The answer is 1, just don't queue into Priest. I mean, it's not that popular, it's actually a losing deck right now. But 2, if you do queue into Priest, time for you to see my control roots. I believe with efficient enough use of removal, I can get rid of the Priest still.
More like a wisp than a warning.
I think the Imprisoned Homunculus is a good sign, because that means this Priest is anti-aggro. Most Priests right now, in fact, are anti-aggro, because aggro decks and face decks are a scourge that have risen up lately. In fact, this looks like aggro Priest.
Hey, I got you, friend.
This will break your
Don't interfere me, bro. How cute! It's a widow. What should I call it? It's a widow aggro priest. Oh. It is a big question on which one to actually kill with the shield slam. I should kill the one with the high attack, probably. But it's really hard to deal 6 damage. But if he did have Inner Fire, wouldn't he have played it? Not necessarily. This is the type of deck that does run Inner Fire. It's actually a tough decision. It's like, 1, does he run Inner Fire? 2, if he does run Inner Fire, is it in his hand? No, he would have coined out the Inner Fire. That's a great card to draw. Bladestorm's Sword and Board is actually very strong here. So this is the part of using resources sparingly. I could pass here, and I'm seriously considering it, instead of Bladestorm Sword and Board. Bladestorm Sword and Board does clear a bunch of stuff, and that's pretty good. But what if I just took 7 damage? It's stuff like that to think about when playing for value.
You have to read this one. Hey, I got you, friend.
Wow. You did it, Wisp. Amazing! So I think there's only one card that actually matters here, which is that one. All the other cards are trash. I'll use the Brawl when he's ready to get a little more serious. Let's see, things that have died so far: Homunculus, Overseer, Reader, and then a second copy of Homunculus. So he almost certainly got a Homunculus.
More like a wisp than a warning.
Oh, cool. There are so many face decks out there. Even Anduin has decided to go face.
You have to read this one.
Goodness. Oh, there's that inner fire. Six, 8, 11, 12. Or I could brawl. No, I'll play Deathwing. Sorry. Ooh.
Class dismissed.
Oh. Oh my god! This man is a genius! Okay, so I can either take 13. I can take 13. I want to take a turn to develop Allegor. Allegor, great card to get brawled. Let him contribute a bit more.
More like a wisp than a warden.
I wonder if he'll only develop that. If he only develops that... Oh my god. Adware. I'm crying. You can edit that out, Jens! So, Brawl's pretty good. It looks like he's holding back for Brawl. Oh! Oh! He can't play those cards because they're too good. Maybe. I think that's my going theory.
Someone's got a breakfast.
Operating theory.
Learn obedience.
Failure. Aw, look at the little priest hit the face. Oh. No match for Razor Gore. This thing protects me for at least 8 health. Nice.
You have to read this one.
Nice. This deck is very voracious. Your tenacity is admirable. If I could deal 1 damage to both of those, I would have it clear.
Armor made to fit.
We'll just fatigue out the aggro deck. It's fine.
Power is what you seek.
Oh,
Knowledge is what I provide.
what could be the high end in that deck? The finisher.
Well played.
Your tenacity is admirable.
Oh.
Library.
Thank you.
Instead of cards.
You have to read this one.
Galakrond would be kind of cool. Mind control would be really awesome.
Is anyone else lost?
Ho, 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 ho.
Library. Library. Library.
What the? Oh, both of those try to make you draw the 3 cards. I didn't know that interaction worked. That's amazing. That's awesome. Ah.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
To the library. All right. It's my target audience, the hunter. Come and face true despair. Honestly, it's a real decision between Mummy and Hippogriff. Against, like, if I knew it was a face hunter, I would choose Hippogriff.
Burn them all.
I think I would choose Hippogriff, though this thing kills the face stalker. Wow, the opponent full kept. So this is gonna be a good hand here.
Armor made to fit.
I was a little tempted to not play the Armor Smith.
Magical.
Probably incarring that thing.
I will not be denied.
Interesting. I'm going to hold. I'm thinking it's probably explosive trap. I'm gonna hit.
Strike.
Oh, freezing, sure. I don't know if they run 2 freezing traps in their deck. I hope they don't, so that when I play the Restless Mummy, it actually gets him.
No tomb can hold me.
Okay, cool.
Can hold me.
I'll show you who's boss.
Let's see, I'm being informed the highest win rate iteration runs 2 freezing, 1 pressure plate, and 1 pack tactics. Really, no explosive trap? I thought that was the most common one. Bathe in glorious fire.
I'll show you who's boss.
This is the main benefit of running this version over a big hunter, big warrior. I get to run Armor Smith in the small stuff. I figure the inclusion of Armor Smith will add some win percentage to this deck against Face Hunter.
Nothing but a bunch of big birds.
Did you just whiff? You just whiffed. Unlucky.
No lollygagging! No lollygagging!
Will break your
Card to evolve. Bad card to evolve into. Bum, 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 bum.
Do try to keep yourselves alive.
Toil and trouble!
break your That's hot.
Faster we take.
Now I'm Face Hunter. Poor Face Hunter. I'm at 34. Are you going to cry? Yes, you will. Alright, here we go. Now,
Shall bring victory.
people asked,
Embrace the
how can you win against the control deck? And that's a fair question. There's not that much value in this deck. But prepare for an easy game against Priest. I'm not actually kidding here. One big benefit, one big strong point in this matchup for me. And that strong point, I'm gonna go for a big card here. This one is better. That benefit is unlike the priest. I can go above 30 health, so I build up a buffer. You might wonder, how can you outvalue Galakrond? You might be surprised. You also may not be surprised. We'll see.
This will break your bones.
We are friends now. Hello, friend.
I'm going for a big spell, probably. Molten Breath. Execute. Deal 5 damage. I am holding a dragon. Cool. Cool card.
Run-a-moo.
One of the big things I do have to watch out for is Wave of Apathy plus Cabal. So the Rattlegore looks like it wins the control matchup, but it doesn't against Priest, so that's like an extra complication. The secret is basically to only play those deep into fatigue. Or to like eventually bait your opponent into playing this stuff. As you can see, they're forced to use their cards in not great ways. And I actually gain some benefit from just being a stolen guy here.
Your head isn't as
Look at 3 cards. Guess which one's in the opponent's hand. Ooh. Wah. Anyways, stall.
Run-a-moo.
Stall to win.
I see a dark future.
Oh. Didn't expect that card in the deck. What? He wants to keep this on the board. Why?
Must burn them all.
Oh, so he can actually use his removal. Maybe. Maybe Deathwing?
Run-a-moo.
Maybe it's so that he can take control of it with the, take control of a 2-attack guy. That's probably it, actually. And of course, I'm happy to let him Cabal Acolyte the 2/3 or something. Oh, that's one. Or is it? Question mark? I think this is a good card to Deathwing it.
Run-a-moo. Run-a-moo.
It's got high health and low attack. Makes the most sense, I think.
You are a prisoner in your own body.
Alright. It's got a 12 under there. Mildly annoying. If I play this, I will no longer be able to play spells for a while. That's okay.
My blood be born again.
I thought one of the reasons why he might have kept my minion around is so he could use his removal on it so he didn't overdraw. It's possible that was actually the case.
Honor made to
This must be a Highlander deck. I think this is about the best use of these cards I can think of.
honor made to
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
Love the feel of wind in me sails.
It's a spell. Crap. Alright, fine.
Strike.
Make haste.
I'm just playing one of those because I have 2 armor smiths on the board, so got extra synergy right now. It's like gets me 2 armor.
Timeline amuses me.
Small benefit.
I will not be denied.
It looks like a good turn for Troublemaker, but I think we're distinctly playing a game in which if I play Troublemaker, he definitely has an answer. So if I just don't play anything, then it's really awkward for him to do anything. In a way, playing stuff allows him to do stuff. So just don't play things.
All right, who's thirsty?
Alright. I'll trust in my Troublemaker here. I wanted to play it on a turn where it could actually do stuff with the ruffians. So that it just wasn't played and then would get, like, stolen or something. Without doing something.
A simple spell.
Okay, there's a second Cobalt Spellkin. And that was a second death, so it's not just... I hope he didn't get Rattlegore. This might have looked like the perfect turn to do Rattlegore, but they can steal the Rattlegore, and then you lose. So you don't play the Rattlegore.
Thy blood be born again.
I'm going to let him fill up the board a little. He's at the point where his hand is full, so he has to play cards. Woof. That's worth Shield Slamming. Minus 52!
Power in trinkets.
His hand's pretty full, so he can't get much benefit out of that. In fact, he might overdraw here. He is gonna well, we'll see. In a way, I actually might try to just keep that on the board. I wonder if that's insane. It's funny. You know, it's not a disaster if it ends up on the board. I can let fate decide.
Burn them all.
I think I'll just play Troublemaker
Haste.
and pass it over and let fate decide. Or I could just pass. I'm just gonna pass. You know, we actually have so much mana that the Fishy Flyer is better than the Restless Mummy. Isn't that wild? Okay. It's a little bit awkward for him. It's a card he might overdraw. Oh, he didn't think about it. Kargath wants to be in the deck. Ooh, actually Thought Steal. Nah, that's fine. I mean, we want him to die, basically.
Hand is too full.
Yeah, that was a nothing burn.
You think this is your time?
Ah.
It is mine.
Yeah, decent card.
The blade fist has
That would be even better if it followed up Prowler though. It's not that big a deal. I think this is fine for my first brawl.
I will not be denied.
Basically, this matchup is all about taking advantage of the fact that you can only hold 10 cards in your hand. Let's see, is there any I actually forgot to keep any spells to activate Reaper's Scythe. It's a little awkward.
Must burn them all.
Well,
I'll show you who's boss.
I will not be denied.
I know he has Kargath Prime in his deck. I'll eventually draw him and it'll be a, you know, reasonable play. I'll want to play it if I have a big minion on board.
Power in trinkets.
Few cards remain.
Decent troublemaker. Kills something, at least.
You're in my school now.
You gonna cry?
Hopefully kills it. It's kind of like playing Ragnaros, old school. In Control v Control matchups, you wanted to play Ragnaros only if it could, like, kill one of your big things. One of the opponent's big things. Yeah, 6 health, so I can take it out with both of my guys, or do I have a better answer? I think I just take it out with both of my guys. I don't believe I have a better answer.
Cry, baby. Cry, baby.
I'm almost out of cards. I'm out of cards.
Happy to let you go first. I'm currently winning. If we just sit here and do nothing, I win. So this is fine. Interesting. Question mark? The longer this draws out before he does something, the better I am. Well, let's just turbo this out, huh? He knows I have Kargath Prime in my hand. Maybe that's why he's not doing anything. I wonder if he possibly runs Sticky Finger, and if I play Bulwark, if I will lose. That would be so sad. I'm thinking about when the right time to play Bulwark is.
Conundrum.
Theoretically, it should be as late as possible, but I'm quite certain I can play stuff and Bulwark on the same turn, so I'm probably fine. Oh, I probably should have anchored his face. I guess now's fine.
I will not be denied.
Well, good game, priest.
I am beyond imagination. Succumb to madness.
Why didn't you do that earlier? I don't really know.
Not be denied.
Maybe he was saving it for my Kargath. For what it's worth though, I easily would have been able to handle the 1 minion each turn.